Hey, 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 y'all. Hey, 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 hey. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And if you're watching this on a replay on a day other than Tuesday, happy whatever day that is. How y'all doing? It is Tuesday afternoon here in Phoenix. It's a beautiful, let me turn my volume up just a little bit. It's a beautiful afternoon. We finally don't have any rain because it's been like literally raining hit bits and pieces here and there for the past couple of days, which is weird, which is part of my stress. And I'll explain that later. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. I'm so glad, as usual, that, those of you that have been waiting, I can see your comments. I see you waiting in the lounge, however you want to say it, before the live gets started. And you read from the title. You already know what we're talking about. That's what we're going to talk about. Today is a mental health check. I'm not talking about nobody else unless you guys comment or email me or something like that. But we're just going to talk about the different stressors that is going on in this world, wherever you should find yourself. Whether you live in the United States, I have people watch me from all over, and we all have different levels of stress that's going on. Before we get into that, let's get into some house business. Not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. You guys asked for it, and you have it here. You guys asked for it, and I'm delivering. That's what I was trying to say. Kiara Tatlin, she is the founder of Healing Footprints LLC. She is the guru, the go-to, the GOAT of healing through child loss, manifesting whatever it is you need to manifest as far as healing, transforming the hurt. Again, not saying that you're never going to hurt again or anything, but her ministry is such a blessing. It's such a blessing. And when you guys asked, hey, can we talk about child loss? I wanted to make sure that I did this topic justice. I can talk about it from a standpoint. Like I said, I had a very, very early onset miscarriage, but that, to me, that does not compare to a stillbirth or actually losing a child that was here, whatever. And one thing about being a leader and knowing your strength is knowing when to hold and when to fold it and when to give the light to someone else to shine. And Kiara will be here this time on Thursday. So that's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock on the West Coast, Greater Mountain Time, whatever. Anyway, West Coast. So if you dealing with child loss, if you know someone that has dealt with child loss, or you love someone, because a lot of times those of us who have not experienced that or experienced any trauma for that matter, we really don't know what to say sometimes. And sometimes we think that we're helping the situation, but we are hurting it. So let's hear from the GOAT's mouth. Let's hear it from you guys. A lot of you have already chimed in. Don't miss this Thursday. I'm telling you, it's going to knock your socks off. So tomorrow is a break. There will be no live unless something goes down. Y'all know how I do. But definitely we'll be back on Thursday with Kiara. If you have not already, second point of business, if you haven't already, catch yesterday's live. It was so good. It was so refreshing. It was so rewarding. It was therapeutic to just really talk about becoming caregivers. What is it like, and kind of avoiding or minimizing burnout. That doesn't mean burnout's not going to happen, but catch it live and see what we said about that. So that's that point, and that's business. So yeah, I see my sisters chiming in. I see you ladies chiming in. And so the next thing, before I get into my hellos and all of that, make sure you take a look at the pinned comment. It says, hey, my sisters, if you have something to vent, pray, discuss tonight, leave a comment down below. This is a safe place. Y'all know I don't play about my platform. Bullies and trolls will be deleted on prompt, like immediately. Or you can email me at melissabarian0, that is a 0 at gmail.com. Let's work through whatever we're stressing out today, and we'll talk more about that. But before we get into that, let's say our hellos. Let's get it out. So Madele says, hello, good evening, y'all. Hey, Madele, it's so good to see you. Miss you. Hope you're doing well. Just me too. Hey, Mod Extraordinaire. She's like, ladies, Hello, my sisters. Hello, Royalty Queen. Good to see you again. I love that you guys come in every day, besides the Wednesday and the weekends, of course, to get your fix. I love it. And you know what? I'll say this after. Hello, everyone. Hey, April. Good to see you again. Pam, I am. Hey, everyone. Hey, Pam. Good to see you. It's been raining in North Carolina almost a week. Yeah, like it's been raining on and off. Like it stormed 2 days ago, flooded the pool shell, and then they couldn't work the next day. They tried to come out yesterday, but it's just too muddy and clay and stuff like that. So first world problems. Good evening, Melissa and everyone. Hey, Gilda, it's good to see you. Thank you for leaving a comment when you were watching the playback, or no, a comment. It's so good to see you guys. Y'all already know, if I see your comment, if it's not too far down in the comment list, I'll see it and I will comment back at you. So, oh my goodness, y'all. So we got all that out the way. As people are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is what we're talking about. We're just really, I want to do a mental health check, not just on myself, not just on people that we discuss. You know, we discuss celebrities, we discuss internet personnel, we talk about all the personalities rather. We talk about everyone, but today we're going to talk about ourselves. And what made me really, it's just been on my heart to really, really want to discuss this, because I was watching Ricky Smiley a couple of days ago, and he went live and he was just talking about how stressed out he is and how his anxiety is through the roof. And he's not the only person that I have heard say that within the past couple of days. People are stressed out for so many reasons. And I wanted to, after seeing his live and just dealing with my own stressors, and then dealing with, you know, listening to other people. And I just caught someone else's story on Instagram. I won't say who it is, but she was like, look, I need a drink or 2 or 3 or 4. Y'all, people are going through it. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's something extreme as homelessness and stuff like that. People are dealing with that, but it's just so much going on. So, let's discuss it. If you want to vent, leave a comment down below. If you want to vent about something, if you, like I said, leave a comment down below, or definitely you can email me and I will read the email, but I won't say who it's from, and we'll discuss it. If it's something that's a matter that we need to pray, we will pray. If it's a matter where we need to give guidance or support or something like that, we definitely would do that. Hey, Kate. Kate said, hey, everyone. Hey, beautiful. So that's where we at, y'all. Mental health check. Like, what's going on? How you guys feeling? Let me show you this picture. I just created this picture, just kind of highlighting what I know certain, you know, different people are dealing with. And some of this is very trivial, and some of it doesn't even cross the surface of the stuff that's causing us anxiety. And not just in America, but just today. Like, how you feeling? Leave a comment. So here's a picture, y'all. It's just so much that people are dealing with. So let's take a look. We have, well, I don't think you can see my mouse, but you know, you have people, you have teachers stressing out because the kids are coming back to school, and you know, mask, no mask, Delta variant, Lambda variant, COVID original, kids are getting sick. Am I a carrier? Am I not a carrier? Should I teach? Should I not? Blah, 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 blah. Then body positivity, you know, we got Lizzo stressing folks out, people stressing Lizzo out, people BBL, no BBL, but natural body, no natural body, go to the gym, don't go to the gym, live your life, worry about it, you know. So that's the stressors. You know, we got Haiti up here, we got freaking Afghanistan, the situation in Afghanistan, you know, food. Look at the plate up there. You know, you got people that's trying to figure out where their next meal is coming from, or their next meal after next is coming from. You have healthcare workers that are trying to decide if they're going to get the vaccine. And if they don't get the vaccine, where are they going to work? Where are, you know, should they quit their job? It's very easy for me, who's not in the healthcare field, to be like, oh no, that's just not a go. You know, I don't work for anybody that's requiring the vaccine. But what if I was? What if I was anti-vax and then they required that? So that is stressing people out as well. Families, people have family stuff going on, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes it's not even anything where it's drama. It's just the fact that people, the different dynamics. People are growing older. People are birthing new babies. This one hating on that one, this one loving on that one, whatever it is. Like, some people have those stressors and anxieties and stressors that are causing them anxiety. Love, you have single people, married people, like everybody, that's what we're hearing, the conversation online. Being single, being married, which is better, which is not. Stressed out. What else? Money, of course. We all can use more money. But if someone's really low on money and someone really doesn't know how they're going to pay their bills or anything, that's why we're doing a mental health check, y'all. Family, COVID, you see COVID right there in the middle. The United States, healthcare workers. If you are a healthcare worker, you're going through it as well. So y'all, I just wanted to take this time to just kind of discuss, like, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? So let me check my email. And I have nothing. Let me see. Nope, no email yet. But that's what we're doing. So for me, this rain and this pool bill, again, first world problem. Thankfully, I have not missed a meal, and thankfully doesn't look like I'm going to be missing a meal, but thankfully our needs are met. It's just the fact that, like I said, with the rain, and we have the shell of the pool, and we're waiting on them to do the next step and all this other stuff. And so it's like, oh my goodness, every time it rains, the soil gets softer and softer. In my head, the whole thing is going to implode, and they're going to have to start all over and dig the ditch again. Thinking about my kids going to school and the Delta variant. So leave a comment down below. As I'm telling you mine, and we're just sharing and everything, make sure you leave a comment, join the conversation. This is your time. This is your moment to just vent. Like I said, this is a safe place. I do not tolerate trolls or anyone minimizing whatever it is that you're going through. But one thing I do know, people are going through it. And even though, the certain things that I'm talking about, like I said, definitely first world problems, and probably can't even hold a candle to some of the things that other people are dealing with, but it's still my stress, right? And so I want to make sure that we provide that opportunity for you to vent and say whatever you have to say. Now, here's the thing I meant to say. The other part about that is, I'm a Christian, and I know that a whole bunch of y'all on here are probably going to be commenting your worries, your stress, or whatever. We are all Christians. So if you're listening to us talk, you're reading our comments, and then you have the inclination to try to tell us the scriptures and what it says, and peace be with you and all of that. We got all that. We got all that. We know all that. But this is the practical thing that we're talking about. This is life. One-on-one girlfriend talk on the internet, real life. This is what's going on. And sometimes, at all times, the scriptures apply, and we get that, but we are humans having a human experience. And that the beauty of that is the fact that we can vent, we can share, and everything else. So that's that. Kids going to school, being worried about the younger kids, who's vaccinated, who's not, who's being exposed, not wanting your kids to get sick, not wanting your kids to catch the Delta variant, because they keep telling us, every day that the Delta variant is the variant that's really keeping, getting the kids sick and stuff like that. So, and for me, I just really am like, I'm looking at the numbers for Arizona. The numbers are horrible, like absolutely horrible. They have been horrible. We got an email yesterday. We got an email yesterday, and I'm checking my email every now and then. We got an email yesterday from the district, letting us know what the numbers look like for the district. And they're already up to 1,000 cases, kids that are quarantined, and school hasn't even been in a week. So my thing is, I don't want the kids to have to go back to virtual, but I also don't want the back and forth. But I also don't want them to go to virtual, but I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't want teachers to get sick. It's just stressing me out. Like, I feel like, I'm feeling like we're just in limbo. Like, we're just waiting for the hammer to drop. Like, I'm feeling like the governors aren't really they're not really making decisions. And so we, of course, have to make decisions for ourselves, but it's almost like they want things to get so horrible, the whole freaking school to get on quarantine and all this other extreme stuff to happen before they say, okay, we need to shut down. We need, it's almost like holding your breath till the shutdown, holding your breath before they say, okay, we're going back to virtual. And I don't want those things. So yeah. So that's part of that, of me. So let's see what everyone else is talking about. Good evening, Melissa and everyone. We got all to that. I'm overthinking about everything, can't sleep. Oh, Pam, I understand overthinking. Mine doesn't necessarily kick in when mine comes like decision making, just different, life like that. Kids coming home, driving home, stuff like that. Like I have to sit and visualize her behind coming home, driving by herself, my other kids driving by themselves. The married one, I don't care if she married or not. Like, I want to know that you made it safe to where you're at, that whole thing. So I completely get what you're talking about. And, there's some practical things that we can do to try to shut our brains off at night. My brain, I'm just up at night. Like, I'm just up watching TV. I'm on the phone, but I'm not necessarily overthinking. That's not my overthinking moment, but I do overthink. So what I was saying is can't sleep. Maybe try melatonin. I know, is it CBD or THC? CBD can help. They say melatonin can help. So yeah, there's a lot of things. You guys, if you know some things that you can recommend to Pam, but just, warm baths before you go to bed, getting it all out. And you know what, Pam, even I'm checking my email, even having a friend as a sounding board to be able to say, you know what, this is what I'm overthinking about. And you guys pray together or you talk about it or whatever, and then maybe it just kind of releases, because sometimes your friend can tell you, you know what, I hear what you're saying, but that's not going to happen. Or I hear what you're saying, but what's the worst that can happen, whatever. I understand. Trust me, I understand. I'm in the exact same place. So guilt is in the same exact place. It's the overthinking at night. Because the thing about it is, at night is when everything is settled. Like usually, even when you're married, like my husband, okay. So where are we? How we doing? Hey, Monica. Hey, girlfriend. Hey, sister love. Good to see you. We just getting started. I got a little frozen. Leave a heart. If you can hear me, I'm good. You know what? Instead of piddling and finding out if the Wi-Fi is acting up or whatever, I just connected to my phone and we're gonna keep it going. Good. So I understand the overthinking, and I think the overthinking definitely is tied to the anxiety. Where is the person that said that? Okay, a lot of my comments are gone. Nope, here we go. KT said anxiety. Like I said, Ricky Smiley, this is what I feel. Okay. Or, you know, and I mean, it's groups of 3s and 4s and different things like that. And it's just the stress of it all. Like, not getting so much information, so much type of information. So in other words, everything can't be stressful that we're taking in. There's a such thing as cognitive overload. And so, you know, if we're getting so many reports of death, that is traumatizing. Like, that is not normal for us. And it does cause anxiety. And for me, I have to cut some things off. I have to shut some things off. Some of y'all, God bless you, you're sharing your family members' funeral services and the caskets and all this other stuff. And that crap stresses me out. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, why, you know, but that's your choice. Don't not do it because I said it stresses me out. Don't do that. Do whatever you need to do. But if you're already dealing with a lot of stuff and you already have, you know, 500 teachers in Arkansas quarantine, and 3 teachers died here and 3 police officers died here, and then here you're scrolling. So a lot of what we ought to do and need to continue to do is to protect our peace and protect what we're consuming. And so if you're overthinking and, you know, whatever's keeping you up at night, really do an inventory and say, okay, what am I worried about? Like, what am I overthinking? What am I focusing on? And how can I redirect that? Now, here's the thing. If you're trying to figure out rent, you're trying to figure out food, you're trying to figure out that kind of stuff, I'm not trying to minimize that at all, because that can be very, very stressful. But at the same time, ask for help, and just believe God at the end of the day. That's all we can do. But, you know, like I said, I'm not about to sit up here and throw scriptures at you, at myself, or anybody else, because, you know, this is girlfriend time. Like, you know, those of you that know me, you know, my platform, you know, it's built on being sisters. That's what we do. Like, I run my lives as if we're sitting around at a communal table. There's the beach out there. The waves are going. We have somebody bringing us drinks, that whole thing. So we just girlfriends. And if we were just sitting around girlfriends chit-chatting, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to sit up there 9 times out of 10 all the time throwing scriptures at you. Like, no, girl, get it out. Tell me, what's the matter? Okay. All right. I understand. You know, I went through that, and this is what I did. But if that don't work, let's try something else. That's what this platform is about. And if you with that, go ahead and hit the like button. So let's see. Anxiety. Where is it? The overthinking is huge, though. Whether you do it right before bed, whether you're doing it during the day. Like I said, I'm a during the day type overthinker. I thankfully my kids, this last set that are driving themselves to school, like, you would think we've been through this with 3 other kids. So I wouldn't be stressed out because, you know, she's driving herself to school, her and her brother and whatever, not like that. And now he's driving. And so the younger 2 are on the road. And so it's like, you would think at this point that wouldn't be a source of stress, but I'm like, call me when you get to school. But then now I just check her location, whatever, make sure they get there. I know when two or whatever 2 o'clock or whatever comes. I know when they're on their way. So again, you would think that being awake, you would think that going to sleep, overthinking right before you go to sleep is bad, but during the day is bad too, because I'm thinking of all this stuff, like what could happen or whatever. And I just have to tell myself they're going to be okay. Just like your other children were okay when they drove themselves to school and stuff like that. And they're fine. Like, she's a great driver and stuff like that. And thank goodness I'm not consumed by it. And I don't think about it all the time, but definitely when she, you know, gets on that road, you know, we're parents. Pam I.M. says, I wish it was a miracle eraser for my brain. I get that. Oh, I'm an emotional wreck. Oh my goodness. Yeah, girl, I get it. I agree with you about everything not being everything is biblical. Everything is biblical, but when you're sitting around with your girlfriends and you having girlfriend talk, you just want to talk. You just want to get it out. Like, you don't want nobody 9 times out of 10. Most people don't want somebody. I'm checking my email. You don't want anybody to be throwing no scriptures or anything like that. All right, let's go. My prescription medication doesn't work anymore. So Gilda, we got to figure out how. You got to go back to the doctor. You know what you need to do. And I think it does get to a point where the prescription medication, you mean it may need to be altered, try something else or whatever. So yeah, definitely. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing, sis? So if you're just joining in, just like Lakeisha, or you were joining in when we were frozen for a little bit, welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, we're just having girlfriend talk. We talk about everything and everybody else and internet celebrities, personalities, politics and everything else. But this conversation kind of sprung from when I am talking to different people, but also I caught Ricky Smiley's live, and he was just talking about how stressful he is right now, and anxiety and everything else. And so I created this picture right here, y'all, and it is a good representation of like 1/4 of the crap that people are dealing with. We have Haiti, we have Afghanistan, the COVID and all of that foolishness and mayhem. You know, some people have financial problems that they're trying to work through. We have the teachers and the kids and family, and people are losing family members, and you're finding out, you know, it's just a whole lot going on, y'all. So I wanted to make sure that we have this conversation, that we give each other that time to not just sit in misery, sit in anxious feelings and depression and stuff like that. So I pinned my email address up top. If it's something that you don't want to talk about within the chat, I completely understand that. That's why if you see me every now and then, I'm checking my email, because I don't want to miss an email from any of you where you're like, hey, I want to talk about this, or this is what I want to vent about, but I didn't want to say it there. So is it common for a depressed person to treat a friend as if they're a stranger? Yes. It's called, oh, geez, as soon as you said that. And hi, Mateus, how are you? I remember you. And we talked about this. I think you mentioned something like this before with the girlfriend or someone that you were interested in. It's called, basically they're not intentionally, but they're like backing away. Like there's no other way. There is a way to say it, but I cannot think about it right now. But yes, it is common, and it's not intentional, and it's not something you could take personal. People that are depressed, people that are dealing with anxiety, everyone deals with it differently. You may have somebody that's like, I'm depressed, I'm whatever, I'm going to be outgoing, I'm going to go drink, da, 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 da. And then you have some people that will God, what's the word? So somebody leave a comment, because I know the word and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. But basically, they hide themselves. They you know, they sleep, they avoid phone calls. And it's not that they don't want to speak to you, or they're like, it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal against you. It's just how they're dealing. Huh? No, like not regress, but so for an example, if you be like, it's two ways you could look at it. You could be like, oh man, I've been calling Missy, she didn't pick up the phone, da 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 da. I'm not acting funny, I'm doing that. Like, I'm protecting myself. I'm just in a depressed, I'm in my, I did something. It's a word, and I know the word. But it's nothing personal. What's she doing down there? Oh, okay. But there is a word for it, but you don't take it personal, because that's just how they're coping. Like, it's just an adverse effect of depression and anxiety or whatever. Gilda, what do you take if you don't mind sharing? So Pam I Am is asking a question. Make sure you answer. I want to chime in about in Houston that they literally offering people $100 to get the vaccination. In my mind, something seems off. Just my thoughts. You know what? I said the same thing in the sense of, you know, the money, and it's just too much. It's just too much. And, you know, I put the picture of COVID and everything that's going along, that comes along with it. On it, because it's stressing people out. It's stressing people out. I can't imagine being in a situation where you are anti-vaxxer, or you are a anti-masker or whatever, and your job is on the line, regardless of how you feel about it, regardless of how you feel about an anti this one and or pro whatever. But your bread and butter is now tied into something that many people feel like it should be your personal choice. So I just find it weird. I agree 100%. And I know that as much as I want this to be eradicated, and mitigated and all this other stuff. I just feel like it's just going a little too far when we're like bribing people to do like, I can't think of anything else. And maybe, people that are older than me can really chime in. I can't think of another time in America where people were bribed and paid or whatever. But the flip side of that, this is serious, right? This is really, really serious. And I don't see an end to it anytime soon because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I asked my friend to block me so I wouldn't text me anymore since she told me not to text her because she thinks she's, wait. I asked my friend to block me so I wouldn't text her anymore, probably, since she told me not to text her because she thinks she's toxic now. Okay. But she didn't block. Well, Mateus, here's the thing. We're the captain of our own ship. If you are in a relationship with anybody in any situation and they're moving differently, and like I said, you can't necessarily, you should not. When you're dealing with someone that's depressed, mental issues and stuff like that, a lot of times how they are treating you has nothing, let me find my thing. It has nothing to do with them, with you. When you finally learn that a person's behavior has more to do with their internal struggle, you learn grace. So the only thing that I can tell you to do is just apply grace and find your boundaries that you want to set. You're in control of your boundaries. It has nothing to do with her. So boundaries are, here's what I'm willing to settle with in order to be in a friendship with you. And then she has no control over that. It's what you want to do. There you go. Pam says Xanax. Okay. And she says, okay, thank you. Pam, I am. You're welcome. Until I got older, I really didn't understand the phrase, sometimes the worst place to be is in your own head, girl. Yes. Thank you again, Monica, for being such a great contributor to the live. You all are. Like, honestly, I pointed out Monica, but you all are. You guys are really, really great about, having these conversations where I'm not just talking to myself. I love the fact that y'all are open with each other, giving each other, advice, what you're taking, what you're not taking, that whole thing. And yes, that is a horrible place to be. And a lot of times, a lot of us are in our heads. When I was younger 20s, young mom, especially being a single mom, in church, if you know what that's like, if you know anything about being a young single mother in a church, I was in my head a lot of times. I counted myself out before people even counted myself out, because a lot of times in the church, you're single with the child, like oh my God, you're wasted goods. What the heck? Withdrawal. Yes. Thank you, Mateus. They withdraw from people. You withdraw. Thank you. God, why can't I think of that word? Yes, it is not intentional. It's not to hurt you or whatever. It's just, they just back away. They just back away from life. Absolutely. Thank you. She's been rude to me so that she can push me away. Then you have to set the boundaries, like I said, of what you are and aren't going to put up with. And when I say put up with, what are the parameters? Let me change the language. What are the parameters of the relationship? What are the boundaries? And that's what you set. It has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with she will lie and everything else. If you are willing to continue to be her, to be rude to you and all this other stuff, but then don't forget this thing that I said. When you finally learn that a person's behavior has more to do with their own internal struggle, you apply grace. So where do you want to apply grace? That's the answer. I should just pin this. As long as it took me to kind of try to remember this word and I couldn't remember it. Lord, geez. Agoraphobia. Yes, same thing. Yep. Monica, I haven't been out in over a year. Wow. Some people have, some people haven't. I can't say that I haven't been out in a year, but yeah, Gilda, I get it. I hope God gives you the strength to do so, precious. Yep. Thank you so much. I'm 64 and I just want my mama. Wow. What a statement. Like, wow. That's deep. That's deep, because I don't think, if you have a good, loving, maternal mother, you'll never stop wanting your mother. And so this is a perfect example where Gilda's like, you know what, basically she doesn't feel safe in this world. When she's a good mama. Um, out loud and continue to. So StreamYard is giving us a cute little delay today, but that's okay. I'm a Chit. Okay. You will be victorious. Trust and believe. Just trust the process. Absolutely. Thank you. God bless you and yours. Gilda, I talk to him constantly, but more so I really appreciate this communication because I'm 40, you're 64. I appreciate the line of communication. It's authentic. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Y'all, it blesses me. Pray for better days. So y'all, just like Monica said, prayer, meditation, also just kind of accepting whatever irrational thoughts that you have. So part of overthinking, part of worrying, overthinking is, those of you that are saying that you overthink right before bed, like that can look like anything from, oh my goodness, if I close my eyes and go to sleep, I'm not going to wake up. Or it can be, what if a plane crashes into my roof as I sleep? Like it can be from one extreme to the other. And some things can be rational. Some things can be, irrational for sure. And I think a lot of times, like I've gotten to the point where I know I'm being irrational, like you're being silly, but it's still what I feel. So, okay. So leave me alone. So for an example, like when, my kids would go on dates and stuff like that. Like I already have this whole scenario. Okay, you need to be safe because a reaper will come for you. Okay, first of all, the thing in place. So stop that. And that is also a strategy where you can just kind of identify, you know what, I'm being really ridiculous right now. Better days are coming, Gilda. I thank God for his grace and mercy, Monica. Always, always. He said it's renewed every moment. Now, next so next comment, because hold on. Okay, so yeah, StreamYard is this live is acting crazy. This conversation will happen. Don't want this conversation to happen, but it will happen. About what we need and what we don't deserve. And that's when there's so many things, but definitely prayer. Including prayer right before you go to bed and stuff like that. And that's when a lot of that self-talk has to happen. I am safe. I am loved. God, you're not through with me yet. All of those things. That is very common. I hear that from a lot of people, where a lot of people think about that. And I think a lot of it does have to do with the fact that during the day, that's all we're hearing a lot about: death here, death in Afghanistan, death in Haiti, death because of the Delta, death because of this, death before that. So you're ingesting it all day. So-and-so down the street died. 3 people at this school died. Death. Not to mention just regular old age that's happening and stuff like that. So then by the time nighttime comes, no matter what you're ingesting during the day, when your head hits the pillow, you're going to rehearse everything that you heard that day, everything that you went through that day. So maybe take a break from what, the social media, things that are called that are death related, if that makes sense, certain news, whatever's going on. Because when our head hits the pillow, at least for me, I know what I put in is I'm gonna be reminded of. And if it's a lot of stress, this, that, Delta, this, that, and the other, when I'm laying down, that's what I'm thinking about. So then, you got to pray, worship music, put on a book on tape, watch a comedy. I have to watch comedy sometimes, depending on how scary something is, because I am going to dream about that scary movie or whatever. Let me check my phone again. So you got to watch what you ingest, for sure. For sure. Got to watch what you ingest. And y'all, I'm telling you, that's one of the things Ricky Smiley said. That's one of the things that I even think about. We're just ingesting too much negativity and death and what is it? Apocalyptic level type stuff. If the weather ain't gonna get us, it's freaking COVID. And then if it's not COVID, they're talking about it's Afghanistan, a war. And if it's not Afghanistan, it's China. So by the time the day, like all this crap you ingesting, and I'm not even talking about your personal local news, like this is just America's news. So what about your personal local news, or the news that's coming out of your school or the church or whatever? Y'all, we're ingesting way, way too much. And we have to, I recommend that we undo the balance where we're ingesting more positivity, more light. That's why I decided to really, really maintain the focus on this channel. Like, does that mean that I'm not going to do Foolishness Friday? No, that's not what I'm saying. Does that mean that we won't get silly and talk about this one, that one, the other, whatever? But I have to stay true to myself and just be positive in that regard. Like I don't in my real life don't pick up the phone and all. That's just not me. And I don't even give that kind of stuff energy. And because of that, because people are dealing with so much, and I don't want this place, my little spot on the internet, to add to that. Like, why? This is the kind of stuff I like. This is the kind of stuff that gets me excited about going live and stuff like that. Grown woman stuff. Now, trust me, I like a good messy story just like the rest of us. But like I said, this me. And then I move on about my business. And I may have a comment or two about it, but we have to inject, we have to make sure that we're taking it in. And I mean, we know death is a part of life and stuff like that, but at the same time, I just don't think we as humans are meant to just consume so much trauma. I know we aren't. Monica, you're a super woman. Yes, she is. And then she said back to you, Pam, you are super too. Everyone is here super, including the host. Oh, thank you, Monica. Amen. The host is on top of it. Thank you, Pam. I am tired of hearing about it. Yes, Lakeisha. And so me too. And a lot of things. Here's the thing. Here's my thing on COVID and all the rest of the crap. As it relates to the shot, this, that, and the other, people are going to do what they want to do. There's no amount of money or anything that's going to cause people not to, or not. Like, you have people on their deathbeds and they're still not going to take it. You have people that know people that have passed away and everything else, and they're still not going to do it. So it is a lot of times we want to kind of discredit the Republicans and discredit conservatives when they're talking about the indoctrination that happens in the media. And the truth of the matter is, there is an indoctrination that happens in the media. The media is shoving so much down our throats, and it's up to us to decide, am I going to consume this 24/7? Am I going to keep it on Fox News and we're going to, you're damn to hell, Afghanistan, people. I mean, I saw somebody on that plane, if you didn't see it. So the Taliban has taken over Afghanistan. And so they were at the airport yesterday, and they were on the plane, because the plane, I think it was the last one that was leaving. Long story short, the people climbing on the plane and everything else like that. I didn't realize that the plane had taken off. I saw a video that the plane taken off, and you could see from 9/11, like how on 9/11 happened, they were jumping from the plane. So I see this little dot, and I had to rewind. I'm like, is that a person? Yeah, one of the people that were holding on decided not to drop off, falling down from the plane. But y'all know I didn't blink. I didn't blink. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I was shocked, all of that. But I wasn't like, oh my gosh, turn it off. Like, I probably would have been 10, 15, 20 years ago when we weren't so used to seeing such crazy traumatizing stuff. Like, we're desensitized of it. Right. Thank you. Sometimes I literally just don't watch these news, especially if I have enough going on in my own life, because it's overwhelming. Those are definitely the moments I get on my knees and pray. Absolutely, Monica. I watch the news intermittently, but I am someone that watches the news. Like, you have some people that are like, oh, I don't watch the news. I don't, whatever. When you get your news from different news sources, then it's easier for you to kind of filter through the BS and everything else. But I'm the same way. It becomes too much. But, if you have kids in school, if you have children, if you work on the front lines, if you have, if you do anything in a community where, this variant and this one, that, like, I have yet to even investigate, honestly, what the difference between the variants are, what's Delta doing that COVID-19 wasn't doing. Child, I just know that it's attacking the kids, but I really didn't dig into it because I know me. Then I'll start being obsessed about it. But you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, it's about getting on your knees and just praying, and just really praying for protection for you, your family, and your loved ones after, before. And then after that, just doing the practical things that you need to do to stay safe, to be safe. Hell, even if I don't get on my knees, I lay down and talk to Jesus as if he's my homeboy. That's authentic relationship with God. I feel in my heart it's definitely received because it's me. Absolutely. I was speaking figuratively on my knees, because I don't get on my knees when I pray. You could pray anywhere. Like, you could be in any position to pray. Sometimes it calls for you to be on your knees just because of where you're at in life, and, a level of submission that you want to take or whatever. But you can lay flat on your back. You could pray in the car. You could pray in the shower. It don't matter. It's about the relationship. That's equivalent to if you have kids and your kids don't call you from a certain place, you're not going to pick up the phone, or you feel disrespected because they have to call you when they're sitting at the dining room table. Are you kidding me? No, my kids can call me anytime, and I'm gonna pick up the phone, and then I'm gonna catch an attitude when they don't call. So yeah, absolutely. Exactly, April. Thank you, girl. It's all the same to me. Delta, COVID, they both can kill you. You know what else that's stressing me? It's not stressing me out. I'm sick of. I'm tired of it. The arguing amongst ourselves while the politicians are lying to you and about you and everything else. Like, for an example, what's not being talked about now is how Trump was definitely going to remove he's the one that started the conversation and the initiative to remove the troops from Afghanistan. But because it looks like a shit show in a handbasket right now, excuse my language, but that's what it looked like, and it's all horrible. Then it's like, oh my gosh, Joe Biden is the worst thing ever. He shouldn't have did it. But it's like, so now you have something else for the liberals and the conservatives to argue and blame each other about and everything, when you have Bush Sr., Bush Jr., Clinton, Obama, and everybody else sitting back laughing, going, he was the one that took the bait, And so for me, it's just frustrating, because instead of just saying, you know what, this is who we are, this is what we need, the vision is just ridiculous. And people are losing friends and family members and everything else over this stuff. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Superstar said, hello, hey. So if you're just coming in, just like Superstar, peeking in, or you're catching a replay, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you're talking about, what your comments are. That's what we're doing today. We're talking about ourselves today. We spend a lot of times talking about everything and everybody and giving our commentary, and that's fun and everything. But one thing I know is that We in America are stressed out. And because of that, I wanted to make sure that we had time to vent, to talk, or whatever. And that's what we're doing. Because it's just so much. It's just so much. Let me show you, if you're just tuning in. This is what I came up with right before the show. Right before the show, I made this. This isn't even a fourth of the stuff that people are dealing with. Some people are dealing with way more than this. Hey, Monica Pierce, good to see you. You know, but these seem to be the hot topics right now. And I'm not even I didn't even touch entertainment. I didn't even touch some of the things in entertainment. This is just stuff that are really stressing people out right now. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I just wanted to talk about it. I'm like, y'all, let's get it out. Because, you know, I saw something else today. It was talking about it's okay not to be okay. And that's something that we hear a lot, but you also don't see a lot. You don't really, like, literally when someone, so Tony Baker, we talked about Tony Baker losing his son and all this other stuff. And he wrote today, he said, I'm not okay, and that's okay. And he was like, you know, I know that people want me to be okay. So whenever you see me, that's the first thing people want to talk about. And he's like, you know, let's talk about something else, because I'm not okay, but also I don't want to relive all this stuff. And when you bring it up, it, you know, it makes me relive it. So everybody feels differently. But at the end of the day, what is it that you tell someone when they have a loss? Be strong. When, you know, something happens, divorce or whatever, be strong. Well, what if that person really can't be strong, or they really do have, it's this piece of hair that's working my nerves, or they really do she was sticking out right there. But they really do have stressors that are keeping them up at night, or they fear COVID, or they fear sickness, or they have to make a decision about this job because this job is making them, lack of a better term, they're requiring vaccinations and they really don't believe in it, or they believe in it, but they really don't want to take it, or they took it, and they think about the booster and then not the booster. Like, it's just so much. It's just so much. So much. Thank you all so much, but I can't see because of the tears. I will definitely watch the replay. God bless you all. Oh my gosh. Second day in a row where the tears were flowing. Wow. May God continue to cover you and comfort you and give you strength for what you need to do. Not for what we think you should do, go out, do whatever. But if you have a desire to go out, and even just to the grocery store, whatever, may there be no fear in that. The division will always be there. I know the division will always be there, but I feel like it just seems as if it's extreme. And maybe it's extreme because everything is there's no off-limit topics. You know, there was a time where you didn't talk politics everywhere you go. Like, no matter, like, it's the conversation is happening everywhere. It used to be, oh, you don't have it at church, you don't have it here, you don't have it at work, you don't have it, like, everybody is anything goes. Gilda, you're gonna make me cry. I'm a crybaby. So am I, Pam. And so that's why I said what I said, covered her in prayer, because yesterday's conversation was really interesting. And I spoke to someone after, and they were like, man, that had me in tears, because she had lost her mom last year, and she was her caretaker and all of that. And she was telling me how her mom was in the hospital, and her mom wanted some KFC or something like that. And she either told her no, or she was going to go get it, and the mom passed as she was going to go get it or whatever. And so that conversation that we had yesterday about removing the guilt surrounding that and all of that really blessed her. So yeah, if you haven't watched that, make sure you go watch it. Watch it. Monica Pierce, good evening, everyone. Hey. I know y'all like, what is she looking for? I was actually looking for my nails, but anyway, so I can do my nails later. But anyway, yeah. So no emails. So I guess y'all said, and someone may, if you're catching the replay and there's something that you want to talk about, go ahead and email me. too much, y'all. It's just too much. Too much. And we just can't let it be too much. We can't let it get us to get us to the place where we end up being stagnated and stuff like that. So yeah, we got a lot of tears, support, prayers, all that good stuff going on. So I'm appreciative of that. And just always remember, when you finally learn that a person's behavior has more to do with their internal struggle than you learn and apply grace. That's been something that's really, really, really sticking with me. And then this, this is just a visual representation of like 1/4 of the things that we're dealing with. Just 1/4. If you have the hurricane and the earthquake in Haiti, then they had a storm after that, and then it's like weather is unprecedented in most of the United States. It's hot where it should be cold, cold where it should be hot, wet where it's normally dry. Like, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And that could be stressing people out. Could be definitely stressing people out. So, yeah, leave a comment down below before we head out. I'm sorry, but we will do that on Friday. I'm going to talk about her on Friday. There's a few things that I want to talk about on Friday, but today is about us. Today is about us. She's very, I want to talk about it Friday, superstar, because today, like I said, this is our day to just have our girlfriend talk. And I'm doing a mental health check on us. We'll talk about it on Friday. I already have it on my list. What'd you say? I checked her Instagram out. She does seem unhinged. Girl, unhinged is an understatement. I feel like she's been dancing since last Friday. Sort of manic. She seems manic to me. Unhinged, manic, same thing. There's a few things that we're gonna talk about on Friday, but today it's about us. How you feeling, superstar? Oh no, I know. How you feeling though? Just life and everything. Girl, yes, last Friday she been spinning. It be the spin for me. It's the spin for me. It's the spin for me. So yeah, I hope this live finds you guys well. I just want to make sure that you have the opportunity to vent on whatever you want to vent. But just remember, it's okay to not be okay, but we can't stay there. Like, staying there is the problem, because that's when we don't grow from it. That's when we don't grow from life and growth out of the situation. Very few things don't pass. So in other words, you know how they say this too shall pass. Like, very few things in life don't pass. I feel okay. I just take it one day at a time. Yes, absolutely. Same. For me, thank God, I can't imagine. And if you're on this live and that is you, I pray that you seek help, you get your provisions and stuff like that. I can't imagine, thankfully, compiled on everything else that's stressing everybody else out on one level or another. But to also worry about your meals and your shelter and your car and this, that, and the other. Like, that's a whole additional amount of stress that people just don't need. But it's true, and it's not true. It's a reality. Like, there are some people that are dealing with that type of thing, and I'm glad that literally the stuff that I'm talking about is first world for sure. Like, I'm worried about the rain flooding out my pool and crashing it down, and the people have to go and redig it, because let me see if I have a picture of it. The stage that it's at now, they've already digged the ditch. They're at the plumbing. And they were supposed to do the electric, but they can't because it's too soggy. Let me see if I can find a picture. Open the door. Open the door? Yeah, what's she doing? I'm about to go off in a minute. We're about to go off. Hey, Tinkerbutt! Hi, Khalees. Yeah, ghetto baby. Hey, Tink Tink. No, that's my pretties. I'm trying to find a picture of the pool, like what stage it's in. Yeah. I don't think I took a picture of it, but y'all, wait. Oh, okay. Hold on. What? Huh? Yeah, that's my pretty. So this is like part of the pool. This was 2 weeks ago. So now the hole is dug. That's not a problem. They put the wires in it. They put these wires in it. That's done. They put the plumbing in it. That's done. So they didn't add the concrete in it, but it keep raining. So that's stressing me out. No, you don't need makeup. Give me that. Bye. I'll be off in a minute. Bye. Oh, bye. Wait, you got my primer. No, you don't need that. Here, get your pretties. Yeah, just pretty. She gotta get the here, pretties. Bye. Bye, Tink Pot. Go on now, little girl. I'll see you in a minute. I love you. So that's definitely first world problems. Like I ain't got no real stresses, child. I promise you I don't in that regard. But as you're laying in bed, the first night it rained 2 nights ago, and the guys were supposed to come out and do the electric because they haven't poured the concrete. If the concrete was poured, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't be like stressing about it. Oh, and then on top of that, there's like a water moratorium, water shortage in Arizona. So I'm like, okay, heck, we're gonna have this whole pool built and then have to take 3 months to freaking fill up the water because they don't want us to run the water. Child, whatever. Allegedly, there's a drought, whatever. So anyway, the first night it rained. The electricians were supposed to come over the next day to start the process. And so it was raining. I was sitting there like, oh crap, I hear rain. They're not gonna be able to do it because in my head, with the amount of rain, it was monsoon. So in Arizona, we have monsoon season. And I'm rambling now. But anyway, so we have monsoons, and so it's like torrential rains. And so in my head, I'm like, all I could think of is the whole refilling with mud from the sides of the frame, and it's just going in or whatever. Child, first world problems. But anyway, but the COVID stuff, the kids going back to school, the kids thinking about my kids' teachers and their families, and shut down, no shutdown, virtual learning, and all of that really is stressing me out. But not to the point. I'm not what's the word? I'm not obsessed about it or like lingering on it or whatever. But it is a thought where I'm like, man, they were just, for me, it's not having the kids home. That's not the problem. It's the fact that I know they enjoy going to school, and they would do better in school. But at the same time, what about the teachers? So it's that conflict, and then just an impending shutdown. What's going to shut down? Who's going to shut down? When's the shutdown? If there's going to be a shutdown, yeah, whatever. So yeah, Superstar, come back on Friday because on Thursday we are going to have, let's get this out. We're going to have Kiara Taplin, founder of Healing Footprints. You guys asked for the topic for us to discuss child infant loss. And she is I don't want to do her bio any injustice. So go to my community tab when this live is over and just read about her and what she can do. But she is, as a matter of fact, the guru of healing and healing. The title of her LLC is Healing Footprints. That's what she does. And let me go to my channel. Let me read her bio to you. It says she is an infant loss advocate and founder of Healing Footprints Foundation, a nonprofit organization committed to providing grief support services to families who have experienced pregnancy and infant loss. So if you're one of the ones that wanted to speak about that, or you love someone and don't know how to walk them through that, or what the conversation should be, or how do I approach her, when should they get over it or not, or whatever, she is the person. Like, I've seen her foundation grow. I've seen her do so many beautiful brunches and stuff like that. So yeah, Kiara has emerged as a leader in the grief community, working to reframe our grief experiences. And so here's the thing: if you're in any type of level of grief, I think that she'll help us. I think, we've all experienced some level of grief. If you've lived long enough, you've lost someone. So, she's going to help us walk through this. And I think that the grief things that the topic and the conversations about grief can be applied to anyone. It says that the journey to becoming a mother is unique for each woman. Kiara honors motherhood at every gateway, whether live birth, fetal demise, or infertility. She believes the path to motherhood is purpose. Her mission is to offer hope and healing to women who may become discouraged along the journey. Join us live on Thursday, this Thursday, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, and then you just do the math backwards, 1 hour, and it will be 4 o'clock here on the West Coast. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be live. And then, of course, join us Friday for Foolishness Friday, where we're going to talk about Miss Brittany. Because I'm telling you, I think she's been dancing since last Friday, either dancing and trying to drive, both of them. But today I just wanted to do a mental health check. I wanted to check on us. And I see you, Gertrude. Gertrude is joining in. She's like, hey, Melissa and everyone, how are you? I want to make sure we're all okay. You know, we have to make sure that we protect our peace. We have to make sure that we protect our emotional health. And I'm really good on that. Like, if I'm overwhelmed or whatever, I'm really good about backing away and just turning off hiding posts that stress me out and stuff like that. Like, I'm not going to put my preferences for not looking at caskets every 3 hours. I'm not going to be mad. I just have to protect myself. So if that means that I hide a post or hide you or hide whatever, that's whatever, you know, because the thing is, you know, like I have a Facebook friend that lost her mom years ago or whatever. And she posts, you know, a lot of content is about that or whatever. But if that stresses me out, then, you know, I might have to hide her. Or if that stresses you out, or if someone's, you know, is homeless and they're on your timeline and that stresses you out, you might have to, you know, block people just to protect your peace. So that's what we're talking about today. You know, with everything that's going on, you know, some people have really, really, really high anxiety concerning the situation in Afghanistan for different reasons. You know, if you were a soldier or military family, this could be very, very stressful one way or another, whether you have someone that's active duty, or I think about like I asked my husband, because he was deployed over in that region. He helped build it up. He was part of the protective forces and all that stuff. And then to see it be where it's at, I can't imagine how they feel. Do they feel like, okay, good, we need to dip out? They should have did more for their own country. Do they feel like all the 20 years worth of work and support and everything hasn't gone to waste? I think about my friends that have lost their loved ones, their spouses and their loved ones over in Afghanistan and Iraq. Like, how do they feel right now? Do they feel like that was in complete vain? Like, how do they feel? So it's a lot going on. I think about the people in Haiti, you know, just a freaking earthquake, and then a storm after the earthquake. And now we have up to, last I checked, almost 1,000 people that have perished. So, you know, I wanted to make sure that we provided time and opportunity throughout all the self-care and self-help stuff that we're talking about to just kind of do a mental health check, see how you guys are doing, give you guys the opportunity to encourage each other, you know, give each other resources, that whole thing. That's where we're at. Anything else, I don't want no parts of, period, you know, because it's just a little bit too much going on. So we're going to talk about Britney Spears on Friday. I want to talk about the Saisha case on Friday, and a couple of other things, you know, and even though the Saisha thing is not foolishness, but yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So with that being said, so let me see what we have. One day at a time. It's a book named I Am Okay, You're Okay. I'm Okay, You Okay. Came out years ago. Good read. Okay, Ruby, I'm gonna have to check it out. Y'all, Ruby gave us a book recommendation. I'm Okay, You're Okay. I've learned that there is so much going on in the world. It's too much to carry in my mind. Exactly, superstar. That's exactly where I'm at and where I try to operate and walk in. I can't carry everybody. I can't carry everything. certain things, if I care about it, I care about it, and I'm going to be concerned about it. Obviously, with having children still in school, they're going to school, I need to be concerned about Arizona's numbers. What the cases are going to look like. Mask, no mask, mask mandate, protecting them, that type of stuff. But at the same time, do I also need to be concerned about something in a whole nother state? Like, I know me. If, depending on what it is, because I'm a caring person, like I'll be glued to the TV and I want to find all the articles about it and everything else. So yeah. I thank you all. I pray for peace, happiness, and love for everyone, and to the same to you. Thank you, Pam. I am. And Gertrude says hello and good evening. So again, y'all, once again, it's been piece of my hair. Once again, it's been a great, awesome conversation. Like you guys are in my living room, you know, that's the way I approach my lives. That's the way I approach, the topics and the conversations with you guys. If there's something that you guys really, really want to talk about, the last couple of lives have been topics that you guys have requested. Like I said, depending on what it is, I know someone that's an expert on it, or it's something that I really know about. But if I don't know it, I know someone else that can really come in and have the conversation. So don't think that a conversation is too silly or too minimal or anything. I'm going to drop my email address again. Yes, I'll write that down. Yes, superstar. I'm going to write my email down again. Yeah, I got you. She was asking me, can we talk about Nivea on Friday too? If you can, we sure can. And it's not that I don't care. I just kind of listen, observe, and leave it there. Yep, I understand. How they say, eat the meat and spit out the bones, or and some stuff I don't care about. Like, to be honest with you, some really, I'm not obsessed about it. It's not, they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do, that type of thing. But for me, I just can't carry everything, like, because I am a caring person. And if I do get on a subject and I really am interested in it, then I'm invested. And so everything related to, Arizona COVID numbers, I'm all looking and looking at the districts and all the I just can't do that right now. But anyway, I'm going to drop my email address again. And that 0 at the end of my name, it's a 0 and not a O. So if you have emailed me and used an O, you need to use an 0 and not an O to get in touch with me. So I've already received several emails before. And again, when someone requests a subject, I don't tell who requested it, or I don't tell them. I keep it confidential. So if it's something that you want to talk about, but you don't want to put in the chat, I am going to put my email address here. Well, actually, it's pinned, but I'm gonna put it again because some of you might not be on there. 0@gmail.com. Let me know. So if it's something that you don't want to talk about here, that you don't want to leave a comment here, go ahead and shoot me an email. I get very good conversation topic suggestions from you guys. And like I said, I keep it confidential because if you're emailing me, you don't want everybody to know that you're the one that requested it. I get that. So with that being said, y'all, I hope you guys have a great evening. And don't forget to like this video, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube. Go ahead and like and share this video. If there's someone that you specifically feel like they will benefit from this video, make sure you share it with them. And if you have not already on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. You help me out, obviously. And but most of all, like I always say, don't just subscribe and just linger. I definitely like the conversation, the interaction that we have here. So with that being said, have a good evening, and I'll see you on Thursday.